Did you guys hear Klaus Schwab? And I think this video is real. He said that he was railing against anti-system and saying that there was the biggest threat to the system is libertarians, the libertarianism. It's like on Twitter, it was freaking me out. It's like this is the mask off moment. If this is a real video and he's speaking out against libertarianism,
so people who believe in freedom are the biggest threat.
Wait, he had a mask on
to freedom.
To freedom.
It's like that's literally what they say.
I love when they tell us to our faces what they're trying to do. Like it drives home the point that like they know they don't have to be silent about it, or they think they have more power than they do.
Well, it's because the average person doesn't care.
That's true.
I can't tell you how many people I've met who go, oh well, I don't pay attention to that stuff. There's a viral video where this woman is like, I just went to Chipotle and my burrito bowl was 1982. I know I got guac, but that shouldn't make it 1982. Like, WTF is going on? And it's like, well, as you sit there not paying attention, your burrito bowls are becoming very expensive. Now, for those of us that are paying attention, we're like, perhaps it was the several $100 billion spent in foreign war garbage over the past couple of years and the massive spending that's resulted in hyperinflation. Well, I shouldn't say hyperinflation, it's being a little hyperbolic, but you get my point.
It's either
or giving everyone $2,000 checks and big corporate bailouts. That's also another big issue, another big problem that, of course, I think a lot of people need to deal with as well. But we are not in a good situation. There is a lot of lawfare. Now, some people say there's too much lawfare. I would kind of agree with them. But right now, it is very heavily one-sided. It is essentially district attorneys financed by George Soros. It is essentially a lot of the leftist organizations and groups that are kind of organizing themselves and suing and attacking everyone. Alex Jones was sued for $1 billion. Elon Musk is being sued by those same individuals right now. So we are sadly living in a day and age where lawyers are becoming more important, but also more powerful and more rich than they ever were before, since this is how we are seeing this kind of asymmetrical warfare being waged politically in a very dangerous gambit that is not good for America. It's not good for its people. And sadly, now everything you do and say has to be carefully monitored. You have to watch yourself. You make one mistake, you're going to get sued into oblivion. And this is why the appeals case for what's happening to Alex Jones is so important, as of course, they found him guilty and he owes $1 billion+ for speech.
He was found
crazy.
liable, but this is the important distinction here is that there was no trial. People don't know this.
Yep.
People are being told Alex Jones lost a lawsuit and is forced to pay over defamation. No, he didn't. It was a ruling in default. The judge said, no trial for Alex Jones. You owe them. Now we're going to have a hearing to determine how much you owe them.
And he couldn't defend themselves.
Yep.
And the major accusation was that he didn't provide discovery. But according to Alex Jones, he was providing discovery. He was providing a lot of the documentations that they were asking for.
He said that no matter what he gave them, they kept saying it wasn't it. And that's like, how do you, like, it's like torture almost. The torturer says, tell me the location of the Genesis device. And the guy goes, I don't know. So they hit him again. Tell me or else. I seriously don't know. He's lying and they keep hitting you. It's like, if you don't know, what are you supposed to say? Just lie? So they're like, we want these documents. And Alex Jones is like, well, there you go. Okay, we want more. He's like, that's it. Nope, there's more. You're lying. And he's like, that's all I have. And they're like, nope, default. You lose.
Well, that's the danger of this litigious society, and it's kind of what we saw with Roger Stone too. They did the same thing to him. They accused him of lying. Oh, you didn't turn over all the emails, or you did this, and therefore you tried to lie about this. And he was like, no, that's not what happened. But they can keep pushing you, and they can keep pushing you, and they can keep it in the court system, and they can keep making it not only a matter of like the court, but also the court of public opinion too. Like they can keep you under their thumb that way, and they'll just keep telling you you're lying, and then they make you into a monster publicly and in the court as to who you really are. And that's kind of what happened with Alex Jones. It happens with a lot of people. But I think you're totally right. This litigious society we live in is so dangerous because it's like, at what point do we stop? Because if the enemy is going to be doing that, right? If they're going to be throwing lawsuits at everybody left and right, then our only way to defend ourselves is to throw lawsuits at them in response, which is what you're seeing, for example, in Missouri.
I bet artificial intelligence will take that task on. They'll start using artificial intelligence to countersue and sue and countersue, and you'll see probably magnitudes more.